um, the plane carrying tourists to Cannes, so it landed in the south of France, and there were several people on board. There were 7 or 8 men between 40 and 50, and 3 women aged 25. That is so gross. And they sent them back, and I'm like, well, why did they check into things like human trafficking? Because that sounds really suspicious to me. Like, and evidently the plane flew from London. And
this is the same fighter plane. I'm confused now.
No, this was a private jet, like a rich. And so they're like, we'll pay any fine. Like, that's fine if you want to fine us, like, you know, however much. We'll pay whatever it takes. So that as long as we can just go to Cannes with our, you know, sex slaves and, you know, have fun.
Yeah. And where did you read this one? I'm taking it wasn't the Bunty comic.
I think it was on the BBC. So it's real news in my mind. I trust the BBC.
I'm gonna have to start looking at the news before we have conversations. So I have something to chip in rather than just telling you in the disbelieving way.
Welcome to the latest edition of the Cassandra Alice Show. Please click subscribe so you never miss a video. What's going on? You know, why does this news need to happen? Well, you tell me, because this is your area of expertise. Do you think this is just to get media attention, or?
It really isn't my area of expertise. I'm really sorry, Cassie. It's just that I can see your microphone waggling at me, and the angle that it's at, it's kind of like... Don't put it close to your mouth, Len. That's even worse.
Well, I thought maybe it was causing like I mean, this is like extremely disappointing.
It is, isn't it? But it's more about the way you use it, I would say, than
that is true. It does have a very
yeah. I mean, the girth's not very impressive. I will give you that.
Yeah. There we go. So do you want to? I have not seen you drink your cider as well. Not that I'm peer pressuring, but
you just haven't noticed. Look.
I'm too caught up in my crazy hair flittering out of the way.
Okay.
So I'm gonna pull out my first thing in the box. This is what's in the box. Not what's in the box, but this is
what is in the box.
What is in the box? Wow. Well, I've got some amazing products here that are really just like things that you need. For example, I found something, and it's called Facial Flex. I didn't even know I had this.
An all-natural facelift? You're kidding me. Do it now.
Oh my God. Well, ooh, whoa.
That really, are you sure it's not vanishing cream? Because you keep disappearing.
After, that's a bummer, because I really like this background. There we go. So basically, if I do this, no, okay. Let me see if I can take my background off. Hang on a minute. I'm going to have to undo it.
Take it off.
Oh gosh, let's see if I can do my settings. Exit full screen. I don't know if I have to exit the video. Oh wait, here we go. Settings, virtual background. Oh, I'm fine now. Should I do that one?
Yeah. Oh, look at that's business-like. Oh,
no. Okay, so we're gonna just do none. Okay, we're keeping it real. Okay, so basically what you do with this is you put this in your mouth, and I have lipstick, so it's kind of gross, but and you're supposed to like do it all your teeth, I guess. And And
Oh
wow,
my God.
I did
You
not
look
get
so
any
young.
lipstick on this. I
Yeah.
got no lipstick on that. That's amazing.
Mm.
Look at all this lipstick I'm
Can you talk me through the science behind that?
So the science behind it
It's
is
something very big and wide in your mouth.
it's been clinically proven to be effective in significantly increasing facial muscle strength, uplifting, contouring, and firming the face in individuals exhibiting the effects of facial aging due to weakened facial muscles.
Mm.
So yeah, it basically helps you achieve the results of a facelift without surgery.
Really?
And then this is some more updated instructions.
Well, now you show me the science behind it, I believe it.
Well, yeah,
How do you have to use it?
If it says backed by science, it's 100% true. So that's all you need. I mean, you don't even have to dig deeper. You don't have to ask for proof, studies. I mean, all you have science. Okay, I'm using it. That's why Scientology is so powerful.
Yeah. Yes, because it's science. And that's the thing, isn't it? Like a lot of the beauty products, when it goes visibly removes wrinkles, and then there's an asterisk, and it says based on, you know, and like 3 out of 5 women tested agree.
And 80% of women saw a reduction. 80% in women who are like 25 don't even have wrinkles. Like, I love it when it's like somebody who's 25 is like, I love this anti-aging.
Yeah.
Like, I loved anti-aging stuff too when I was 25 and didn't have a wrinkle.
Exactly that. That's when you need to start it. It's like, you know, there's so much absolutely, like, why it's not fair that makeup is designed for young faces that don't need any makeup. And as soon as you do need it, it's like plastering over the cracks. Not that I've tried plastering over my crack, but you know.
Well, and the thing is as well is that it's also just like sometimes I'll put on my makeup and I'll feel like it's still sitting there. Like, does that ever happen to you where it just doesn't blend as well as it used to? I'm now starting to use, like, when I put anything under my eyes, I use moisturizer.
Yes, that's what I do. But then I think the rule is makeup now is once you get to be a slightly senior lady like myself.
You are not senior. Oh my God. Stop it now. You should have to chug a whole cider for saying that.
But you've got to vie away from the mattes, which obviously were very, you know, kind of that matte porcelain complexion, but not porcelain, but, you know, was kind of the thing. And as soon as you get old, that is just, well, your skin gets older, it just sits there. So yeah, I'm using the moisture. In fact, because I'm using this little makeup regime that we had going, in fact, I'm using this thing now. I really like this. I got that from Superdrug.
Oh, I love hyaluronic.
The reason I like this is because it looks expensive.
It does, actually.
And also it's got 2% hyaluronic acid. And they've even put it in French. It's d'acide hyaluronique. Okay, so that's science there, right there in that bottle. It doesn't say what it actually does. Oh, plumping and hydrating. So I'm putting a lot of that on.
That's really good.
And I'm putting my simple moisturizer in the morning, but I'm mixing it. So if I'm meeting somebody special like Cassie, then I will put it in the moisture foundation, but it just goes clumpy. You've got to put it with some moisturizer these days.
You really do. Yeah, it's really true. I don't put anything. The only powder I use on my face is on my eyes. Everything else is cream based because I can't, even my blush or my rouge is cream. My foundation is cream. My highlighters are cream. If it has a powder, but also I suffer from large pores. So anything that's powdery, it just widens my pores. Like, my pores just, I look at my face and all I see is like giant holes.
Do you know what? I've not even looked to see if I've got pores. I probably have. But I think pores, it sounds like pores are the new cellulite in that, you know, kind of 20 years ago, cellulite was the thing that suddenly nobody had it before. Nobody talked about it. And then suddenly they invented a cream, lots of creams, stuff for cellulite. And suddenly cellulite was a massive issue. And I'm not saying I don't have it. It's just that because I didn't know it was a problem, it didn't bother me. That's the same with the pores. I just, I don't get really what I've never seen anyone with big holes in their face. So, you know, I've never seen you with big holes in your face, is what I'm trying to say. It's apart from your nostrils, and they're not big.
It feels like big holes. I mean, it just feels like, oh my God, my pores. But that's really true. I stopped caring about cellulite a couple years ago, and I don't notice it anymore. Whereas when I used to notice it all the time, and now I'm like, I don't really have that bad of cellulite.
It's like acid rain. As soon as global warming came along, what happened to the acid rain? I mean, and I'm not saying it's not a problem, something we shouldn't have been worried about. And maybe, I suppose, it stops like burning so many fossil fuels, possibly. But you know, it's one that we've moved on to bigger issues. You know, in the case of the environment, it is global warming and impending catastrophe. And in the beauty world, I think we've moved on from cellulite and onto massive pores.
It's so massive pores and massive buns. Like, I will not ever get to the massive bum, but I'm fine with it. But now it's the thing, and it's just like,
well, I think body shape's always been in fashion, hasn't it? It's just that these days, it used to be that if you got lucky, your particular body shape would probably, well, so long if you were skinny, then that would come in. You've got the 1920s, 1960s, very much straight form. You'd got the kind of early 1900s, where with the help of the corset, you were kind of S-shaped like that, like a U-bend. And then 1950s, it was all about the curves, you know. And these days it's just a mishmash, isn't it, really? You know, but you know, what happens when you change your mind, though? You know, I just think it's great for those girls. They've got a big bum naturally. This should be their moment to shine. I just think that if you haven't, you wait for your moment in 5 or 10 years time, you know. And it's greedy, want a bit of everything.
Well, I mean, that's the thing. I mean, the thing is like, exactly, like having a voluptuous body. I mean, that's a great moment. That's a great moment to celebrate and to say that, you know, just natural curves are beautiful, and basically all body types should be in style all the time. But when people are getting, you know, I'm all for like little pokes here and there and prods and things.
Oh, me too.
But changing, extreme changes, I think it can go the opposite way. Just like somebody who used to be, oh, we have to be rail thin, and that was really challenging for somebody who was naturally voluptuous. Well, now that a voluptuous body type is more of the thing, people that are naturally thin or naturally have no butt are having to go race out and get butts. And that's not, it's defeating the purpose.
Yes, and I think also there's a bit of maybe cultural appropriation to some of the body shapes where they've not been celebrated in people where it's more naturally that, and then people are coming along wholesale, and also that we should be celebrating diversity on the one hand. That's why everybody's talking about celebrating diversity, and yet on Instagram you see all these people that are looking the same because they've said, I want that nose and those lips and that ass. And I think that's really interesting because they've talked for years and years about the fashion industry or the media pushing these stereotypes of what a woman, and these men too, should look like, what the epitome of beauty is. And here we've got actual real people manipulating themselves, whether it's through cosmetic enhancement or makeup or filters, to look the same, and whose idea, it's just evolved, hasn't it, through social media, this new idea of what is beauty, that you should, a beauty standard you should conform to. It's just bizarre, isn't it?
Yeah, it
So,
really is. It's you know, and the self, I mean, myself included, you know, with these Snapchat filters and these filters that just make your skin look basically like there's no, you know, just like, I don't know what I'm trying to say, but they just make your skin look flawless, basically. That can be
yeah,
really, I've gone through a phase, and I'm still going through a phase where seeing what my normal face looks like, which I never had a problem with before, after it's been taken a picture of, now I just always see room, like, oh my gosh, no, I need to do this, I need to do that. And it's just, you know,
I don't think there's a time that any woman looked at them, maybe you did, and you thought, oh, I feel great, but I don't think there's a time most women ever look back at a photo of themselves. But now we can manipulate it with digital imagery. Years ago, you took a photo. If you remembered to take the film into the shop and develop it, you might still have to wait a week. Otherwise, that camera could, you know, that roll could be in the camera for months and months and months to get the thing developed. If it's in focus, if somebody's finger wasn't over the lens like that, right, you might get a photo and it would be horrific. It probably didn't even look properly like you. It was just a bad photo, and yet that would give you hang-ups. This is how I look. You know, and I don't think there's a time that I ever looked at photos of myself, or ever, that you think, oh, that's a really nice photo. It's only like 5-10 years down the line where you think, oh God, it wasn't that bad.
yeah,
Yeah, so I think that's maybe the part of the human condition, might be part of just the female human condition, that these days obviously people are able to manipulate it, but ultimately then that's not you. And it's not to say that at 49 years old I didn't spend time bringing a standard lamp into this room and adjusting the camera angles so that you can't see the hideous lines that can literally make me look 150 years older and like a reptile. And so we do, with photography is always manipulated light, you know, art has seen it, what it wants to see in the person that's posing. You know, it might be, you know, some in a depth, so there's always been a bit of trickery involved, hasn't there?
yeah.
But
I mean, for sure. I mean, I was in here, I've rearranged my whole house for today. I've got this sheet so I could use a green, like a fake background. I mean, I've got lights, I've got the makeup, the colors, everything. You know, I've got, just even on my desk, I've got lipstick at hand and this and that. Yeah, it's true. I mean, and I suppose it's art, right? I mean, in a way, that's artistry. And I suppose if we all walked around with the best light illuminating our best features, then, you know, we all really do look like we look. But most of the time, we're just not in the right type of lighting.
I think most of the time we are. You've got to bear in mind that most times other people are seeing us. We're not judging ourselves at all. So I think most of the time we probably are in the right light, because whatever it is, we're not hung up about it, you know. And then we're going back to Barbara as well, who's basically saying, you know, if you're down in the dumps, put a face of makeup on. In fact, it leads me into this. One of the other things that she was the first at, she said, once, when I underwent an extremely serious operation, I was told I was the first patient who had ever been allowed into the operating theatre wearing turquoise eyeshadow. As soon as I came out of the anaesthetic, I managed to put on eyeliner, and when, after 2 or 3 days, I was strong enough for mascara, to mascara my eyelashes, the nurses laughed and said, "Now we know you are really getting better." Now, I know it's very much that you can kind of, I don't think I could ever be asked, but it does actually, you know, when you're on a bit of a down, that can be the first thing to do. You don't get rest, put your makeup on, take it off.
To quote my grandmother, or my aunt, one of the two or both, because grandmother probably passed it down to my aunt. But there was always this, it's better to look good than to feel good. And in a sense, I mean, there is something about it when you do take time to put into yourself, to make yourself look nice, to put on some nice clothes. It does help lift your mood. And I think Barbara's generation sort of had that sense of formality, and it's almost like makeup is your armor in a sense. And you put that on. And I think that there's something, I think sometimes women get raked over the coals for, I mean, honestly, as women, we're damned if we do, we're damned if we don't, right? If we put on makeup, we're wearing too much makeup. If we don't wear makeup, we don't care about ourselves. I mean, no matter what a woman does, depending on the day or who's looking at her, she can either be put on a pedestal or put down, you know, into the gutter. So that's why people like Barbara, that's why I love her so much, because she just is like, you're a woman, you want to look nice, you want to look lovely, and there's nothing wrong with that. That's part of being a woman.
Interesting as well, though, in that, have you ever watched these makeup tutorials on YouTube at all? Okay, so I'm going to spill the tea, right? It will only take 40 minutes, and I don't normally talk about this, guys, but I have to show you, I've still got some sort of teenage magazine or annuals from the 1970s, and I would say still, I bought them secondhand. I was much too young to buy them first time round. But in those days, so these magazines, probably you'd be 12, 13 when you started reading them. They were supposed to be aimed at 16, 17-year-old girls that, you know, had left school, got the first office job. And the makeup's terrible. They've got eyebrows plucked like that, really, really thin, sort of blue eyeshadow, maybe a bit of Vaseline, sort of got a shiny lid. And but everybody kind of looked natural. And then I always wanted to do that kind of makeup like air hostesses had. Now that's what I associate with the YouTube stuff, where it kind of does look like a mask, but it looks absolutely immaculate. And I've never, ever been able to do my makeup like that. I don't think I'd be able to achieve it now, because it would just go into the lines. And at my age, you need just that kind of glow. The only exception was the Clinique counter. I mean, why did you ever? They were always orange. Everybody else, they're amazing. And then you go to and they'll be, would you like it? I said, no, I wouldn't, because you look like an Oompa Loompa. So no, thank you. No, you know, even if you're offering me freebies, you know, I don't want.
Yeah, no, I never.
Touch of clementine, just that humor. So, but these makeup tutorials now, I mean, obviously, again, you don't know how much they're being enhanced by not just the lighting, but, you know, they're, you know, camera trickery, to achieve these looks. Because at the end of the day, you know, the high pigment makeups, apart from that, makeup really hasn't changed in 100 years. How do they do it? So I think we should do a tutorial, just give it a go. But I think I'll look like a drag queen if I do it at my age. That's the thing as well. You know, I will look like a drag.
I think we should as well, because so right now I do like a contour here on my nose and then down, and then I do one here. And I've been doing this since I've just now started getting into it. And like I said, if you use the
contoured, put your nose right up close. I want to see your nose.
Can you see it?
No, that means it's brilliant. I mean, I can see your nose. But it looks.
Yeah, it's about finding the right color. I mean, I do have a big bright light on me, but it's all about finding the right colors. And it's not spending a fortune. Like I did research, so I get this L'Oreal, and it's a cream contour, and I ordered it online for my color. So it's about finding the colors that match your skin tone. And so it's like £4 basically for it. And then I use a cream blush called Modelo. I don't know how much that was, but I've had it for like 6 months. And then I use like a cream foundation. And that's it. And then I use eyeliner and I do eyeshadow and makeup, and I'm mascara when I do my.
Yeah. You see, my makeup regime hasn't really changed since 1989.
Yeah, same. Yeah.
So it's always been about the eyes. In fact, another read. This is Joan Collins. This is from Glamour magazine.
Oh my gosh.
This is from the 1950s. If we look at the lovely Joan there, when she was a starlet.
Oh my gosh. Let me see that again. Can you hold that up a bit longer? Oh wow.
Okay, so this is all about her dressing. Actually, because I did read a book by her written about 5 years ago, and she's more or less stuck to her guns, her beauty guns, the entire time, and her style. So she's saying basically with a full skirt, you always have a molded but a fitted top. The waist is an important part of any ensemble, and mine are invariably nipped in to contrast with full skirts and complement straight ones. So if you've got a straight skirt, you can wear a more froofy blouse.
Yeah, that's,
and, you know, and so but makeup, she says, I think eyes are the most important feature of any face, and I plan my makeup to give them emphasis. I like a pale foundation with no powder. There you go. The shiny look is natural and lasts much longer. Continual repowder clogs the foundation. I recommend an eye pencil as well as mascara to make the eyes important. So we sort out like little wings. Use it in to pencil in thin patches on your brows and to draw a soft line at the outer corner of the lower lid. Smudge the line with your fingertip. A hard line is aging and synthetic.
yes.
And it's great. I think she's absolutely right.
Well,
she also says that she's made her own skirts, which I don't believe. Yeah. She said that she has 2 felt skirts, simple and cheap to make. A handicraft shop cut out the simple circle for me, and then a friend can hem evenly. So basically, she got somebody else to make a skirt, but you know who wouldn't. But
yeah, no,
yeah, and I think she still looks awesome, does Joan? Yeah,
she does. Yeah, I mean, exactly. I use a liquid eyeliner on my eye because, again, when you watch, so I have watched some tutorials, and you see these girls, and they're just pulling on their eyes, and I thought, oh gosh, when you're 40, you will need an eye lift. I mean, you are going to need, like, I'm so delicate with my eyes. I just, anything, like, I will never take a liner and go zzz, 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 like.
Not a core eyeliner. No.
Yeah, I will. It's just, and you see in some of these makeup tutorials what they're doing on their eyes, and it's just like, okay, you're young now, and you might be able to get away with it, but you need to also realize that this is the same skin that's going to be with you when you're in 20 years. And
how much of that did you listen to when you were in your 20s?
Well, no, I did, because
really?
Yes. This is how.
Okay.
No, this is how I've been since because my aunt worked for Estee Lauder, and so she taught me, like, I was washing my face when I was 12. I had a whole Estee Lauder skin regime when I was 12, and then my mom was the one that told me about the eyes, about covering my eyes when I was like, I don't know, because I think the first thing I could wear was eyeliner. And I could only wear eyeliner, and that was it. So she told me that about the eyes, and then she told me these neck exercises that we used to do in the car for the double chin when I was like 15 or 16. You know, if I said that to my 16-year-old daughter now, she'd cry child abuse. She'd say I was putting her down. But back then, I took it as like, okay, well, yeah, I don't want a saggy chin. I'm going to listen to my mom. And so I was constantly doing these neck exercises my whole life. So yeah, it's just.
And look at you now. How old are you, 23?
Yeah, look at me now at 45. So.
Cassie.
Thanks for watching. If you haven't done so already, please click subscribe for more of the Cassandra Alice Show. I hope you have a great day. Bye-bye.